Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmad Saadaldin, and I'm a community organizer, filmmaker, and soon-to-be law student. In January of 2015, I had the pleasure of joining IMRC on a mission to visit and document their many projects in India. Being from Kurdistan, Iraq, it wasn't my first time visiting that region of the world and witnessing the lives of our brothers and sisters in the developing world. But it was my first time in South Asia, and India specifically. The sheer magnitude of everything I saw, from the people to the cars, animals, and buildings, I thought a Texas highway was crowded. But India was on another level. It was this blend of wealth and poverty, an agrarian and industrial society where the past and the future coexist. It was such a beautiful experience to walk through the villages and see the humble living of kind-hearted, genuine people. But it was a bittersweet experience because that beauty also came with much pain and suffering. The reality is that India is still undergoing the process of transitioning into the modern world, and despite its success in lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, the reality is that there's still so much work left to be done. Countless lives are lost to untapped potential, disease, disaster, and malnutrition. This wasn't my first time seeing such things, as I have traveled the world to document various peoples and their struggles. I've witnessed war-torn regions and sat in tents with refugees who have nothing but blankets and candles. And I've also seen the work of other organizations dedicated to helping these kinds of people. While I love, respect, and appreciate the work that others are doing, I maintain my position today that the best Muslim charity in America is IMRC. They do it all, opening schools, providing goods, and offering healthcare to people in desperate situations. And their multi-million-dollar endowment eliminates wasteful overhead expenses to ensure that 100% of the proceeds donated are efficiently distributed to those in need. IMRC goes above and beyond, but not just in the way they structure and sustain themselves, but in the way they address the challenges of individuals and societies in the areas they work. Helping someone doesn't just mean giving them a temporary bite to eat or putting them in a madrasa. IMRC considers socio-political and economic factors as well. They analyze a region and determine how they can transform an entire village. And they do this by asking a very simple question. Where do we want the people we help to be 20 years from now? They start with a child and keep them healthy, safe, and educated. And they invest in that child until adulthood and train them for the job market. They have the poorest kids in the entire world using computers and designing engineering projects by the time they are 20 years old. It truly is a rags to riches story, a poverty to progress pipeline that transforms an individual, who will transform their family, which in turn will transform a village and eventually an entire region in just 1 to 2 generations. That is a revolution. So whenever people ask me, what do you think of our organization and our projects? I tell them, check out IMRC and compare your work to theirs. Because for me, it's clear that IMRC is a model for the rest of the country to examine and learn from. Good intentions are not enough. It's about short and long-term master planning, preparation, and above all, execution. IMRC is a lesson in commitment and dedication to excellence and service in organizational affairs. So I urge you all to continue your support for this wonderful organization and take part in the revolution that IMRC has started. Thank you. And Ramadan Mubarak to you all. Assalamu alaikum.